its own. I didn't know which way it was going, which I'm sure you know, all of a sudden you're going down this road, you're like, what is that all about? I didn't imagine that. And then there was a twist, and then when the twist came to me, it was so exciting because I thought, wow. And then I thought, okay, now you've gone a little too far. Someone said, wow, I didn't expect that. And I thought, okay, that's great then. If you didn't expect that and you couldn't put the book down, and someone said they kept thinking about the book while they were at work because they wanted to go home and read it. And I thought, well, that's perfect. Then I was on to something there. But I published through CreateSpace, which is a publishing arm of Amazon.
Right. And
I research a lot of publishing companies. There's great ones. There's Ex Libris, there's
iUniverse.
Hulu, iUniverse, there's Lulu. Not
Lulu.
Hulu.
It's
Hulu is another site, yes.
Thing. Right.
Lulu, yes.
And
I just felt that CreateSpace, also I had a friend who self-published the year before me, and he was quite pleased with that. It was not as costly as the other ones.
Right. Oh, right. That is,
yes.
That's the draw with CreateSpace. But also, when you're with CreateSpace, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're pretty much exclusive with Amazon. You can't take your book and...
No, that's not true.
No?
And that I think, and this is something that...
I guess it's with the ebook. If you take those ebook promotional things, that's what's exclusive.
The thing about Amazon is they have something called expanded distribution. So that means Ingram can distribute your books to booksellers. And even though it's print on demand, if they don't sell the books, they can return them.
Yes, it's
now
book
Ingram doesn't
returnability.
advertise that, but it's true.
Yes, I learned this because my first two books were through iUniverse. The next one's Archway, and I took Archway because they are affiliated with Simon & Schuster, which is a traditional publishing house, and I thought I might get some perks that way. But this book returnability thing is, you have to understand those terms, print on demand and book returnability. And what happens is if you have a print-on-demand book, that means that anyone may order books, and there's not a big storehouse of books somewhere. It's printed when they are ordered. And book returnability is very important because if Barnes & Noble wants 400 of your books and they only sell 300, they want to send the 100 back and get their money back. So that's a very important thing to look for in your marketing, in your publishing package. Because, and I lucked out with iUniverse, but I decided I wanted to take a company, because so many companies now are affiliated with traditional publishers. And I thought, well, let's see where that goes. So, yeah, that's an important piece.
Yeah, because the thing is, you can get the book at Barnes & Noble, they have to order it for you.
Yeah.
And I can't do a book signing there because they can't carry the book physically.
Exactly.
Which is, that's a problem.
See, now I went through, this is a couple of years ago with the first book, I went through Barnes & Noble's Small Press, it was called, and I got permission to have the books in the stores. And what they did for me, you're going to laugh at this, is there were 5 books, and they distributed 5 books amongst 5 stores. So one of my books was carried in the store. In fact, every once in a while, one of them is in my local Barnes & Nobles. I should go into the children's section, see if it's still there, which it might be. But yeah, that's the problem with self-publishing, is that you don't have that gateway. To me, the advantage of self-publishing is you have complete control over everything.
You do. You can
and
pick
you
your
own
cover.
Your book, and you own
it.
your book.
You do get royalties, although the money that you invest, and depending on how much marketing you're going to do.
Right.
I mean, you can hire people through any of the self-publishing companies, and they'll do everything for you.
Yes.
But in this case, we just had them. We formatted the book. My husband did that, as he's just better at computers than me. Took it from the Word program to the special format.
Right, it's a printer file.
But what I loved is anytime we had a problem with anything, we just called them. We sent them an email, and immediately they called us.
Right.
And they had a whole team of people.
Right. Well,
and then they would send the actual hard copy for proofing, which to me I loved, because I love to hold a book in my hands and read it, and then I could see what it would look like. And inevitably find, oh no, this is not the right sentence, or something's missing, or it doesn't look right. and then back again. So
But that's really what I'm addressing when I say the whole industry has changed.
yes,
Is now you as the author really, you have control. You don't have to wait for someone to accept you, discover you, or whatever. You can take your project and you can take it as far as you want, not only with the publishing, but with the marketing as well.
yes.
Well, we have a few minutes left, and I really want to
Okay.
ask you, what's next for you? You've got 3 books in the works, and they're all eventually, this one's published.
Yes.
One's ready.
One's ready. I just want to say about this one, someone's reading it in California, a producing team to think about possibly a movie.
Oh, great.
Which
That's the dream.
which would be which would be wonderful. So I'm hoping to get Refuge out this winter, and then the first book that I wrote, Promised Land, which takes place in Lazy Point, which is another area where I lived for a while. I would like to get that rewritten, revisit that whole.
That's great. So you really have 4 books.
Yes, and
That's
then
wonderful.
I have another one that I started about, well, I think I'll just keep that under wraps for now, but I do have another one, and that will probably be set out here as well. But I do have ideas.
And you're actively writing, which is really wonderful.
I'm actively writing. I used to write for Dan's papers, and I'm a freelance writer, so I write for the Montauk Sun whenever they're gracious enough to let me send a story in.
Best of luck.
Thank you, Linda, so much. It was a pleasure.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
No, exciting. I'm going to read this book.